Insomniac. No, not Spider-Man. This looks gorgeous. Oh, Ratchet.
The ship. I mean, we can't be that far.
Interdimensional game.
How do I steer this thing? Ask nicely.
Dude, this gameplay seems fun.
It's not listening. The dimensions are weakening considerably.
Now this is promising.
Hey,
Okay.
Clank! Ratchet?
Where's Ratchet?
Who?
Very promising. I wonder what it's gonna cost. 80 euros? That's no way in hell I'm gonna play that. Okay, most reviews are great, but there's still no way in hell I'm gonna play that. So I played it. I want to get this away from the beginning. I'm not an old school Ratchet and Clank fan. I haven't played the first games, also the older ones on the PS2. I didn't have a PS2. I only played the remake on PS4 and Rift Apart. So I wasn't in love with the series like every reviewer has. So I can be as objective as I can. Like I said, I only played the two latest ones and overall they are very similar. Of course, the PS5 one is very smooth. The 60 FPS really does wonders to the game. It really has some Astro's Playroom elements, so the haptics in the controller and the adaptive triggers are great. So there's it's a whole nother experience of playing this game. I really enjoy that. This is like taking Astro's Playroom and putting it into a real action-adventure game. It's a great technical work. I also enjoy the characters in Rift Apart very much, especially Glitch, so that little spider thing that takes care of the viruses, and Rivet. Oh my god, Rivet is really cool. It's finally a character that has more dimensions to it. Like Ratchet and Clank are always on the same level, you know. They always have the same opinions, they agree to everything, they have the same ideas. Rivet, on the other hand, is more analytical. She really looks at more perspectives before taking action. The puzzles that you get to play with Clank are also pretty neat, but there is no skip option. It's like in Spider-Man. So the PS4 Spider-Man. You get the puzzles, okay, the first 2 or 3 are pretty okay, but then you kind of want the skip option, because they're just keeping you away from the story. The gameplay is very decent. It really is fun at first, but I'll get to that later. The traversal of the map is also very fun, with the help of the jetpacks and also of that snail thing. That was really fun. All the planets themselves are designed very well. There's a lot of variety, both in the environments and also in the enemies that you can face. You can really see that Insomniac mostly puts a lot of effort in the environments and the details of the environments. The dynamic between the two Nefariouses was also great. That actually surprised me. I didn't expect to see two evils. The ending was a little bit cliche-ish. Would kind of expect that they would be begging for a sequel for this game. So when Rivet and Ratchet find the other Lumbaxes, so their families and stuff. So overall, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart actually surprised me. It was a decent game. I 100% recommend it. But it's not worth 80 euros. I just played it because we found a deal at a local shop where you would pay 100 euros for the game and a DualSense together, a black DualSense. So you would pay 33 euros for the game, and we split that in two because I bought it together with my best friend. So in total we paid 7-ish euros, which is worth it. Don't get me wrong, it's not like this game should come for free, but it's not worth 80. Could easily pay 40, 50 even, but not 80. No game should ever cost 80 euros. It also took only 11 hours to complete, and there's a 17-hour platinum, which I didn't bother, by the way. For 11 hours to pay 80 euros, or for 17 hours to pay 80 euros, that's scandalous. Look at The Last of Us, or The Last of Us Part 2, or even Spider-Man. They have so much more content and they don't cost 80 euros. Now going back to the points I mentioned, yes, the characters were great. I really liked them. Rivet, Glitch, Kit even. Speaking of Kit, there was a slightly missed opportunity that you couldn't Maybe for a sequel, who knows. But the costumes that you could customize Rivet and Ratchet were pretty cool. They were neat. Like I said, no skip options on the puzzles. You could do it with Spider-Man, but you couldn't do it here. Come on. The gameplay, like I said, was very decent. It kind of carried over from the PS2 era, which is not that good. But, you know, it's just pick up and play, you know. Anybody from the age of, I don't know, 5 could pick up this game and figure out how it works, which is very good. But it becomes a little bit boring at some point, because you just keep shooting and shooting and shooting. Of course you buy other weapons and the shooting is different with each weapon, but you just keep shooting and shooting. There is really no other approach, maybe just that dash with that, I don't know how you call that thing that Ratchet has, but there is no approach of stealth, for example, or just killing everybody with one blow. There's nothing. Plus, some weapons from the first game, so the remake, the PS4 remake, some weapons there were cooler. For example, that one weapon where you could make all the enemies dance. That was pretty cool, because every enemy type would have a different dance, and if there were multiple enemies of the same type, they would have the same dance, but they would be synchronized. That was pretty fun to look at. And it shouldn't even have been a main weapon in this game, for example, because I get that they wanted to change a little bit, wanted to change the weapons up to be very different. You could have made it a little Easter egg, so you just find the weapon at a pretty hidden spot. I don't know. No, there's no real tactic to approaching enemies. You just go in there and start shooting. I also mentioned that traversal was really fun in the world, but now unfortunately the world wasn't as big as it actually looks like. Of course it wasn't promised to be huge like an open world game, but it's just an illusion, you know. It's a very big wall of a huge city that you can never explore. You don't have any access to that. The boss fights, like I said, were decent, not great, not terrible.
Not great or terrible.
But you're still just shooting over and over and over and over. You're just shooting all the time. You can't do anything else. Speaking of boss fights, the two Nefariouses were pretty decent. They were actually neat. Dynamic between them was great. But I expected another villain after the first game. Speaking of the first game, why the hell is this dude not in jail? It was never explained. All of a sudden he's the commander again, or whatever his rank is. He was in jail at the start of the first, or you know, at the end basically of the first game, and now he's free again. Nobody told me why. At the end of the day, Ratchet and Clank is a decent game. It's great. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. It is a definite must-play experience. You absolutely have to play that game once you get a PS5. It surely is not worth 80 euros. And I get that it's a first party game, there was COVID time, it's more expensive to create these games, I get it. But still, no game should ever cost 80 euros, especially since it's just the base game. No base game should ever cost 80 euros. Of course, there are always deluxe editions and gold editions and whatever, platinum editions, I don't know. Those could cost 80 euros. Because there's something to them. But the base game should never cost that much. I hope you enjoyed my little rant today. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to speak up about this game because everybody's praising it and I don't feel the same way. Judge me, go in the comments, drop the hates, I don't care, I'm ready for it. That's just my opinion. That's what the internet is here for. If you somehow did enjoy the video, slap a like on it and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Of course, do not forget to follow me on Instagram. The link is down in the description below. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.